one tiny creepy thing that I can't remember if Kate mentioned it or I found it independently. So the British National Health Service has long called for people to donate organs. And being a fine, supportive citizen, all my life I've carried a donor card, all my organs, on the grounds that I could die in a bike accident or just keel over in the street and I want someone's benefit. Now I have learned that you can't remove organs from a person and transplant, for transplants, unless you're, bluntly, you have to still be alive. You have to have blood circulation, must be oxygen in the blood. So either a machine is ventilating you and your heart is pushing the blood around, because once you're dead, after a relatively short period of time, pretty much all the organs are useless. And what Kate has taught me and shown me protocols to prove is that sometimes, I don't know what you would call them, they're ER staff that travel. We have something called an air ambulance, and those people are sent out to places where the person can't be easily recovered by conventional ambulance, and they have a protocol of what they do. And it seems to me, just to cut to the chase, that if you are a person who has organs that the system wants, I'm not saying the ER people have anything to do with this, but if the system detects that your medical records say that, if available, we'll have all of Eden's organs because we've got customers, then they treat you differently than if you're not of interest, and then they will just try and stabilize you. And I know this is true because I was reading one protocol, and Kate will correct me if I've got this wrong. It said something like, there may be occasions, this is when they're preparing someone to remove their organs, there may be occasions where movements that appear purposeful restart. Some people say, oh, that's just neurological twitches of a dying or dead person. But you and I know that could be true, or they could be alive. And so the protocol says you should withdraw from the operating table and call the base. And then you'll take the advice of the base. And then the next paragraph is absolutely shocking. It says, we understand there will be occasions where the team will be unable to continue. And I think what that is telling you is something alarming happened while they were preparing the allegedly dead patients. They possibly started coming around or giving an impression of movement that you and I would class as not dead yet. They followed protocol and phoned in to say, this doesn't look good. And George at base said, go ahead. And sometimes the team say, I'm not going to do it. This person is alive. You should be maintaining their breathing maintain their breathing and monitor the heart rate, give them the maximum chance to get to hospital. You don't start opening up their abdomen and removing organs. This is why, when it really hit for me, that you can only remove best quality organs if taken out of the living person, obviously completely sedated with pain relief to the nines, but be under no misunderstanding. The act of harvesting organs, which is what they call it, harvesting organs, removes the person from the living to the dead. I don't need a Bible to know this is murder. I wasn't very religious at the start of 2020. I've done an interview on this. In the middle of 21, something happened to me that has completely reconnected me to the divine. And I know what I'm doing is for a purpose, no matter what happens to me. And when Kate described what was going on, I had that same ghastly sort of Resident Evil feeling. So I'm sure that's what they're doing. So